do this thing, I promise you, you are going to have a better first day of work. So I just wanted to share something with you guys that I have seen work wonders on first days of work. So obviously I look different. Everything about me is different. I was raised in a different country. I just have like different cultural background. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Kudzie Mapiye, and on this channel I do videos about my life living here in Australia, and I also share different life lessons that I've learned along the way. In this video I'm going to be talking about how to make a good first impression on your first day on the job. So this is actually a lesson that I myself have learned after having several first days of work in different jobs that I've worked, and having those first days not go so well. If you've ever been new on a job, you know that the first day can either make you or break you on that job, because first impressions do count. And if you get off on the wrong foot, sometimes you can absolutely like make up for that and then have like go on to have, you know, a really good time in that role. Or sometimes just getting off on the right foot really makes things easier. Now I'm going to be sharing my experience like as a multicultural person in the workplace working here in Australia in a predominantly white workforce. So obviously I look different. Everything about me is different. I was raised in a different country. I just have like different cultural background. So I have found it quite challenging sometimes when I start a new role where people don't know me. And, you know, sometimes people just shy away from what is different. And, you know, not because they don't like you, but they just don't know how to approach you and they don't know what to expect. So sometimes I have had roles where I have gone and I have the whole first day, except for maybe my team leader and one other person, where nobody talks to me because, you know, I'm different and they just don't know how to approach that. After I had stayed on the job for a little while and, you know, gotten to know people and, you know, then gotten to see them having that same reaction they had towards me to, you know, to someone who maybe is from a different cultural background, and then just being curious and confident enough to ask, like, you know, what would make it better for this person to fit in? And they're like, you know, we don't know about them or whatever. And they are more, I find that, you know, especially in the Australian workplace, if someone comes in who looks like the majority of the people feel more comfortable to approach them and have conversations. And I find that those people settle in a little bit faster than people who might look a little bit different or have a different background. So I just wanted to share something with you guys that I have seen work wonders on first days of work, especially if you are from, you know, a different cultural background, or you can actually use this. Like, I feel like everyone can use this and actually improve their experience on the first day and how they interact and make connections in the team. And what that thing is introducing yourself to the whole team, like depending on where you work, whether you work like in a small team within a branch or whatever, like the structure it is that you work. Always have your introduction email drafted. Now, how I found out about this is I have seen people doing this on their first day of work. And I have seen it, like I have read emails, like introduction emails from people, and I've thought, wow, like, you know, I never would have known all these things about this person on the first day. But it makes it easier to have a conversation with that person, and it just makes it easier for them to, you know, gel into the team. Now, I'm going to share some tips of what you can include in your introduction email and how to go about sending that introduction email, because this is a new team. So you need to have different strategies on which you do this so that it can be successful. So things to include in your introduction email include obviously your name, the role that you're going to be doing in the team, because don't assume that everyone who will see you will know what role you're doing, because maybe, some organizations are not very good at introducing people prior to them coming in the organization, and some people do, but people just forget. So you just say, what your name is and what role you're going to be doing in the team. Also, like this, I'm just going to tailor this specifically to people from multicultural backgrounds. The other thing that you want to include is your previous work experience. Like, hi, my name is X. I'm joining the team today and I'll be doing the role of blah, blah, blah. Previously, I used to work in this organization and I have done blah, blah, blah roles before. The reason I say that is because sometimes, believe it or not, I know this is 2023 and people should not be ignorant, but unfortunately there are people who are ignorant and they think that if someone is from a multicultural background, they don't have experience or they're on a special program or, that has given them an opportunity in the workplace, and they don't actually know that, you actually have previous work experience, and this could be even in your country. So, it's always good to let people know what you have done in the past so that people don't, assume that you don't know, or this is your first professional job and things like that. So say what your name is, the role that you're doing, and your previous experience. And then after you've done that formal part, the rest of your email should focus on who you are as a person, what you love doing, your hobbies, your family. You can include things like maybe if you have kids, if you have pets, things that you like doing maybe over the weekend, if you enjoy reading, if you enjoy kayaking, whatever it is that you're into. Like just say, I have, for myself, for example, I'll say, I'm married with 2 young kids, during the weekend, I enjoy, catching up with friends. I also enjoy trying different restaurants in the city, things like that, so that people can get to know you a little bit better. And you're also giving them conversation starters for when they bump into you for the first time. They kind of know what to connect with you on. So talk about your hobbies, your interests, and you can ask some cool questions, because the other thing is you don't want to just send out an email and get crickets and no one respond. So a very good tip is to end that email with a question, and it could be something like I really love my coffee in the morning, so please let me know, please reply back with any recommendations for the best coffee places around here. Something like that. And then people can respond back, and then, you're kind of getting conversations started that way. Or you can ask about, for myself, I'm a foodie, what's the best place to get lunch, or where does everyone enjoy going around lunchtime, things like that. So people can respond back, people can see that you are open for interaction, because sometimes when someone comes in for the first time, you don't know if they're open for social interactions. So, or they just want to be left alone. So, if you're someone like me and you have a very serious looking face when you're at work, people might not know that you're open for conversation and they might just leave you alone. So if you ask a question in the email, people will know, oh, okay, this person is open to chat about this. And make it something general that a lot of people can contribute to. Don't make it too restrictive. Make it so that you can get as many people interacting with you as possible. And then the strategy to send out your introduction email is, ask your direct team leader, or maybe you can have the office admin person or whoever for the email list for the group. Just ask them, who do you usually send, if you're sending newsletters or whatever, what is the email group that you usually send them to? I just want to send an email introducing myself to the team because it's my first day, and they'll give you the email group so you'll know exactly who to send the email to. And then you send an email. Another thing to add to your email that will give that extra boost is to add a photo of yourself and maybe yourself at your favorite location, yourself with your kids or your family, yourself with your pets. Like, just add a photo of yourself that just puts a name to the email. Puts a face to the email, and just give something like, interesting about yourself. You can put a photo of yourself on your recent holiday. You can put a photo of yourself like maybe doing one of your favorite activities or something like that. And then you send the email out. If you do this thing, I promise you, you are going to have a better first day of work, because people will know you. If they see you walking like, in the corridors, and then they've seen your photo in the email, they'll know, like, oh, they can greet you by name because they know your name, because you've introduced yourself. They can be like, hi Nicole, hi Sally, or whatever. And that way there is that really personal touch. And I have found that this really works, especially for me, because having had a lot of hits and misses on my first days, I have found something that absolutely works. And you can do this like in different organizations, within the same organization, even if you move teams and you're in a new team where people don't know you. And it's just a really good, fun way to put yourself out there, find new friends, get connections, and get people to approach you and have a more pleasant experience at work. I hope you found that tip helpful, and hopefully, if you haven't already, you might try it on your next first day of work and see how it goes. If you have any comments, any questions, or any other interesting tips that you have used on your first day of work to enhance your experience, please put it down in the comments below. I always love interacting with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.